Hi guys, today is an exciting day because we're recently doing some cleaning out in my father's upstairs closet, and I came across a piece of vintage technology. This beast you see before you is called an Amstrad CPC 64. This was the bee's knees of 1984 in home computing. My father brought it home at the time. He was doing a degree in computing of some sort, and this was the must-have device. Not only this device was actually quite advanced for its time because it had amazing things like its own memory storage on the keyboard. Remember, in this era there were no hard drives, so you had cassettes, and with those cassettes you could even get games. This game here, my favourite at the time, Fighter Pilot. Imagine that, you can get a Fighter Pilot game into 2 kilobytes of
basic compiler. 64 kilobytes total memory in here. Impressive stuff for the day. Also, later on we bought this amazing floppy drive, super compact compared to others of its era. You might have seen those big fat floppy 5 1/4 inch diskettes. This particular machine was way ahead of those weak ass things. One of these big floppy disks here, 170 kilobytes, two-sided. On each side. Yeah.
Two-sided, so that's 340. Pretty impressive stuff. So I thought it was at the time anyway. You know, I could record my homework, well, most of it on there. You know, if I had to write a report for school, I could probably fit it across a couple of those discs, which was amazing at the time. Screen, obviously you can see every shade of green imaginable, and wide angle by the day. I love the particular sort of effect around the outside, the rounding of the edges, adds a bit of style. USB, as you can see for the day, was quite advanced. This particular block here is the interface required to connect to the machine to drive the floppy disk. Extremely compact, and everything else built into the keyboard. You know, all the ones are the rage now. You have your iMacs and so forth the day, but look, here they were 30 odd years ago. And for your excitement today, I'm actually going to fire up a game. I think we might, I'll choose one of these. Either we can choose from Beachhead or Fighter Pilot. Don't know, we'll see which one works, if any. And as it's going to take a while, well, I'll show you actually what you do. You stick the game in. We'll stick in, you know, what the hell, stick in Fighter Pilot. Get out your game, you make sure it's fully rewound. Stick it in the loader. Hit a couple of keyboard buttons and you go, oops, not happy, okay. Go for a restart. Not good. How about we come back in a minute when we fixed it?
Yep.
Okay, there was a slight issue there. We had some issues with the connection on the bus for the floppy drive, so I've disconnected it for now because usually you don't want to confuse the machine between which form of storage you're using. In this case I want to use the tape drive, so I've disconnected that and I've hit Control and Enter, and all I have to do now is press play and any other key, and off we are, loading away data. There must be kilobytes and kilobytes of data to be loaded. We at this stage probably should go away for half an hour or so, and we'll come back.
Long. It might be 5 minutes.
I don't know, we'll see. I'll time it actually. Why don't we time it? Okay, it's a mere 8 minutes and 12 seconds later, and already, voila, we have a game that's loaded in 2 kilobytes of memory to run in basic compiler. Pretty impressive stuff really, that they were able to do it at all back in the day, and that we're going to have something that's an actual simulator of sorts. So we'll get into it. I'll reset up the camera a bit closer so you can see how it all works. And okay, here we are in 1984. The world of the simulator is about to come to life. Hit the space bar. Bit of landing practice as a trainee. What the hell? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. I was just loading. Sorry, it was me getting impatient with my year 2000 type ways. There we go. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but it looks like I've got my flaps on full. You can see the beautifully rendered horizon here. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Things are not looking good. All I can see is ground. But now here we go. I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it back. I can see a black line over there. I must be able to make it. It's tell you what, it's not the least responsive. Oh, that's the end of it. What does it actually say? End of flight crashed into ground. Press enter for next flight. Wow. Well, that was pretty intense, I've got to say. And it was reasonably responsive, and there's keys and stuff that do things. I've got to say, you know, considering what they had to work with back then, the old CPC 64 kicked some computing butt. Yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I think it's a little cracker.